everyone, and welcome back to Sight Unseen. And if you are new, welcome to Sight Unseen. My name's Zoe, and I am a visually impaired youth in the community making these videos to educate others on the realities of visual impairment. I have a condition called bilateral optic nerve hypoplasia, which in short just means that my optic nerves never developed correctly when my mother was pregnant with me, and therefore they do not transmit signals from the eyes to the brain to let in any light for me to see. I'm totally blind in my left eye, and I have about 60% of my vision in my right eye. So in today's video, I wanted to bring you guys another little story time video, and it is how I became blind, or I guess, you know, how I was healed of my blindness. So I don't know if you guys have seen my blog or actually been able to check that out, but in my blog I told the story of my miracle, and I feel like I'd like to tell it on here as well. Just a disclaimer before I really get into the content of this video, I'm not saying that, you know, I'm just the most blessed person ever. I'm not saying that miracles only happen to some people, and I just use the word miracle because it really was a miracle, and you'll know that once you watch the full thing. But let's start from the beginning. I was born July 6th in 2001, and I was born healthy, and my parents were told they could take me right home and everything was looking great. And then by like 2-3 months old, I just wasn't hitting those milestones that newborns should be hitting. I wasn't looking at people. I'd get very upset if people touched me. I wouldn't look when people would call my name. I would be frantic if people would shake, you know, little toys in front of me. My mom would put things in front of me on my high chair, and I would kind of like reach around for them. And she thought that's odd, and so she scheduled an appointment with an ophthalmologist. And after doing, you know, a bunch of tests and you know, after he did all that kind of stuff, all the tests, he figured out that I have bilateral optic nerve hypoplasia. And he said, you know, we're so sorry, she is totally blind. All I had was light perception. He said, you know, she's totally blind, and she will not be able to see anything ever. You know, it's very rare that she will ever be able to see anything. She might develop a tiny bit of sight, but usually most ONH patients do not. And my mom said, okay, and, you know, she immediately started to enroll me in therapies, you know, occupational therapy, physical therapy, and then when I was older, other types of therapies. And then my grandparents had gone to Lourdes, France, which, if you do not know, is a really holy place. It's the place where a vision came to Saint Bernadette, and it just has a lot of holy meaning. It is located in the south of France, and it's basically has a big cathedral, and it just is a shrine to kind of like the Virgin Mary or Our Lady of Lourdes. So they went to Lourdes, France, and they came back, and they, you know, it said, could we bless this water on her eyes? And my mom said, sure, but, you know, it's not going to heal her. We already went to the ophthalmologist, and he said that she's unable to be healed. And my grandparents said, well, you know, the Lord works in mysterious ways. Just let us, you know, let us try. And so they did, and they blessed me every day for, I'm not really sure how many days. And then after that, my mom started noticing some gradual changes. She noticed that I would just reach out for the food, like as soon as, you know, she'd put it like in front of me, I knew where it was. She realized that when people called my name or they, you know, did certain things to get my attention, I would actually look at them. And she, you know, she thought, wow, she didn't do that before. And then maybe she had thought, oh, she just had gotten used to, you know, having no sight. Well, at my next ophthalmology appointment, because at that point in time I had them every 6 months, and now I have them once a year. At my next ophthalmology appointment, she had brought it up, and she said, hey, is there any chance Zoe could have any sight? And he had said, you know, I don't think so, but, you know, we'll find out when we check her again. So he did, you know, all the things again, and he was really surprised. He said, you know, I can't believe this, but she does have sight. She has actual sight. She can see she can see. It's not just, oh, she can see colors or shapes. She can really see people. She can see their features. And he discovered that I only had sight in one eye. In my other eye, I still couldn't see anything. And in fact, I had lost a light perception in that. But he was thoroughly amazed. And he said, I just can't believe it, that she has, actual, usable sight. And ever since that day, he has been, he treated me from the time I was born until the time I was about 14, and then we moved, and I miss him so incredibly much. He was one of the best doctors I've ever met, someone who really cared for his patients and somebody that took a lot of time to really assess their needs, and he was just really amazing, and I appreciate everything he did for me in that time. But basically, as the years went on, ONH is a non-progressive disease, and so it doesn't get better or worse really over time. It usually stays the same, and so that's, it might get like a tiny bit better, maybe a tiny bit worse, but it usually stays the same. And that's what really surprised him, is that, most patients with ONH, if they're born blind, they don't regain any sort of really usable vision. And over the years, I use a cane. I'm getting a guide dog in the summer. And then I also use vision equipment at school, which I have a video about that I'll link down in the description box below. And I have a few videos to come that I'll be posting and, filming in the next few days. But he was just so surprised, and that's why we really do consider it a miracle, because as I mentioned before, children with ONH usually don't regain any sort of usable vision, and so the fact that I'm able to be the one who gained some usable vision, and I can be that advocate for people and help people who, struggle in that way, is really important to me. And I just wanted to make this video to kind of get it out there and answer some questions I've been having about how I went blind, or, whatever. I did not go blind. I just wasn't. So I did not go blind. I was not born with any sight, and therefore gained some sight, but I never went blind. I just never could see fully. So that's my story, and I really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up, and also make sure to subscribe down below and leave a comment for what other videos you're interested in seeing. I'm basically willing to do anything. And then also make sure that you guys hit that big red subscribe button. I will also have my blog linked down below and my social medias linked down below, so you should definitely go check those out if you're interested for some posts and stuff like that, just some everyday kind of life things. So definitely go check those things out, and remember to laugh every day.